It's thinking.
Okay, here we go. I call this annual meeting to order here on September 12th at 4:35 p.m. We're going to start right off with our annual report for the year, October 2024 to September 2025. So we're going to share this little fancy slideshow. That's a copy from JHG. All right, up here, annual report, National Home Dad Network, October 2024 to September 2025. Our annual years are convention to convention for our bylaws. And so as we are approaching the 30th Home Dad Con, we find ourselves in a unique position where other fatherhood organizations have folded, sold, or merged into others. We are arguably the longest running fatherhood convention in the nation and have a 25-year-long history as an organization as well. We are being approached as the source for connecting with and providing information about at-home dads in America. So with this in mind, the board decided to update our mission and vision statements to reflect this history of the network, the impact of our offerings, and what we kind of feel is the heart of our organization. So this was our previous mission statement: to provide advocacy, community education, and support for families, where the fathers are primary caregivers for their children. So previously, we defined them, the at-home dads, as primary caregivers of their own children. In our new one, we pivoted that purpose of helping fathers own their role as essential caregivers. And my first Home Dad Con really redefined my purpose in life. When I went to Portland as an at-home dad, it made me realize that was my primary role, an at-home dad. And we really feel that is our purpose. This mission reflects that we feel our members find in our network a sense of ownership in their role and defining what fatherhood means to them. These changes in personal perception are how we as an organization move the public perception of fatherhood in society as a whole. So the new one, we empower at-home dads with advocacy, community, education, and support, keeping our pillars in there, to own their role as essential caregivers and define fatherhood on their terms. We are a national organization. We come from many states. In fact, we come from different countries. We all define fatherhood on our own terms, but yet we all gather together to celebrate that fatherhood. So this is our new mission. And then our previous vision: we empower at-home dads and champion a culture that recognizes them as capable and competent parents. So our new vision statement has less of a focus on changing how society views at-home dads and focuses on what we excel at, which is creating a community culture that helps at-home dads thrive in their role and really redefining what fatherhood means. So this is our new vision. We champion a culture, at-home dads thrive, mastering caregiving, building brotherhood, and redefining. So those are big changes for us coming into that 30th year. Kind of changing your mission and your vision is a big thing as an organization, and that is one thing we did this year. We also started working with Professor Carrie Ann Adamsons at the University of Connecticut in 2022. A lot of you took that survey. They built a survey that 185 at-home fathers took in that first round. After analyzing those answers and consulting with our network, UConn has rolled out their second round of this survey. It goes a little bit, dives deeper into some of the answers that they received last time. So if you guys could please scan this QR code. If you took that survey last time, you get an idea of what it was. Please scan that code. Like I said, this is a partnership with University of Connecticut and Carrie Adamsons. We've been working with her for 3 years. So bookmark that page, take it later tonight. And it really helps them. She's working on that paper, really partnering with JHG and us as an organization to get really the voice of at-home partners. Next, we also created a dad panel last year, which is made up of volunteers from our community that would be willing to take the surveys like this, do interviews, product testing. Dale Van Glera is our volunteer coordinator. He leads our dad panel effort. So you can reach out to him. You can scan this QR code by taking an onboarding survey. So what this does is it's going to ask you for some simple information about your contact information, maybe how old your kids are, so that when we are approached, as for example, as Dr. Laura Woodman approached us about her survey and how to work with this app. And through that dad panel, Dale was able to contact the right people who had the kids in the age she was looking for. So I helped test that app for her because I have an 11-year-old. So it worked out. So if you're interested in doing things like that, that's what our dad panel is for. So we're not going to just carpet bomb everyone with every survey. We really want to target. So if you're interested in being a part of that, scan that QR code or reach out to Dale. Our network is engaging with each other virtually in person almost every day of the week. These events are hosted by members of our own community, volunteering their time to create these welcoming spaces. A lot of them are in this room. Arvis does the Dad Lounge twice a week. We have our book club members here. We have a lot of our peer support that lead our Dad's Gotta Talk sessions as well here at this convention. So if you need connection outside of this convention, we really operate virtually. In fact, we have actually started tracking that time. As an organization, we've offered these virtual offerings for years without really tracking. We recently set up automatic reporting for 2 of these. So every time you sign on to Zoom, it actually will track how many people are on, how long that Zoom is open. We started compiling this information. So this year, you can see that just between the Dad Lounge and the book club, we've provided over 500 hours of connection and community space just this year. And you can see there's an average of about 10 dads nightly on the Dad Lounge. Some nights there's less, some nights there's more, but on average, there's about 10 dads on there every night. And with the book club, same. There's about an average of 8 dads. They meet monthly, sometimes twice a month. They're hitting 64 hours. Dad Lounge is about 475 hours of just connection. This is the kind of stuff that we as a nonprofit, we as an organization should really be doing, should be collecting, should be showing what kind of impact we are having on others. And it will help us grow, and it will help us be a better organization by tracking these kind of numbers. This does not include our 3 weekly Dad's Gotta Talk, our webinars, home dad chats, RPG nights. It does not track any of that stuff either. So just 500 hours between those 2. Not tracking the rest of this. So we really do offer tons and tons of content, and I think we really undersell ourselves. We don't actually think about how much time we are connecting with these dads around us. If there's anything you'd like to see, suggest, or take a lead on, Dad's RPG night didn't exist up until 2 years ago. That was Jane Samus's idea. He took it, he ran with it, and it's running great. So if you see something that you want to connect on, don't do a virtual motorcycle. But if you wanted to do something like that, connect. You can absolutely host it. It's once a month, once a week on your own schedule. Reach out, and we will make it happen. Now, I'm going to hand this over to Paul Gordon, our treasurer, for the treasurer's report. You're not done with me yet.
You can clap after we make more money. Although we will clap here in a second. Okay. This is. Okay, so the virtual people can hear me. All right, our major yearly expenses. This is what our memberships pay for. Board retreat, we have $3,000 budgeted that we try to stick under pretty much every year. Try to be as concise or as fiscally responsible with that as possible. Share rooms, get verbos. Go to cities where it's cheapest to fly to. Board insurance, we're required to have this by our bylaws, $1,300 a year. Bluehost web hosting, obviously we need a website. 501c3 representation, $177 a year. We need to have that for the government. Miscellaneous fees, $1,000 per year. Very independent, it varies, depends. Basically subscription. It's like Zoom. Like your Zoom subscription to be able to provide all that content. Canva to be able to do our whatever we do with Canva. I'm on the marketing side. All right, yearly growth. We had a few large donations. I don't know if you guys heard. If you were awake yesterday, we had a very large donation this year. Talk about the next slide. But we also did have, which is a very important thing to remember, sometimes our spouses, or even maybe if you're back in the workforce, may have matching donation possibilities. So one member had his wife worked at a company that did a triple match. So he donated $500 and we got a check for like $1,670.
Yeah.
Just from that business. So when you're donating, it's something you can look for. Donate to us, we could get a match. There was another one I believe that came in that was like $400 or $500. That was also a match donation like that. That was Gerard's. I don't remember how much was it. Do you remember? 500. Yeah. So you even if it's a half match, a double match, whatever, a 1-1 match. It's free money, right? You're throwing it away with your company, your wife's or your spouses or your own company provides that. So it's an important thing to remember. We put our extra money, we put it in CDs. We had a large scholarship balance last year. We made an extra $300 just by letting it sit in the bank in a CD. We've already invested a majority of the large donation into CDs, and we've already made $200. Just letting the money sit in the CD versus putting it in our account. So we're trying to be fiscally responsible with the money we have, making sure it is growing. Eliminated all fees. I say fees in two spots, but fees, we don't pay any fees to PayPal anymore. We don't pay any fees to our ticketing broker anymore. We've moved everything to Zephy. If you are on Zephy and you're paying a fee, that goes to Zephy. You can zero out that fee. So that is not coming to us. If you increase your payment to Zephy, Zephy takes that increase. Zero it out.
But we get everything you pay.
But everything you pay comes to us. So we get 100% of everything before the fee. So don't think you're covering our fee or you're covering a difference by giving them money. Obviously, they're providing a great service to us. So if you want to, feel free to, but you do not have to. And we've eliminated all our fees by moving to that platform. We really dig on that platform. So next week. And wasteful spending, we've really done it. We're going to make sure that we've eliminated, we have an accounting firm, we had no idea why. We eliminated that, making sure that we're financially responsible with our money. All right, so obviously there was a big jump this year. So our cash on hand last year at the convention was $29,766. Cash on hand at the end of August, so August 31st, $79,183. Obviously, the difference was the $50,000 donation from Rob, right? It jumped 50. Next question.
That also doesn't include what we're spending.
Exactly. This is, that's why I say it's August 2025. So that obviously we're in September now. So all of our convention expenses are not in there. So obviously our number will be lower coming into September. Scholarship balance, we have $2,882. So that includes all of anybody who got a scholarship, your convention ticket, your travel, and hotel. So all of that was reduced out of that scholarship. And then we had an online auction, pre-convention auction, we made $1,175-ish. That is back in. So pre-convention, our scholarship balance is sitting at $2,800. Obviously, we're trying to raise more so we can bring up more people in next year. So that's when you'll see me next. FOA. This does not include any fundraising this year for the 5K. This number should go up. Fathers Overcoming Adversity, we talked about it already a couple times. That balance at $1,759. So again, that does not include any of the 5K. So that number will go up. Or in auctions or whatever else. All right, long-term financial picture. We have lifetime membership. So we sold $500 lifetime memberships. We put that money in our bank and we spent it. Just use it as regular income. We decided earlier this year to allocate that money in 10-year increment. So basically $50 per year is allocated to your board usage. So future boards have that money, not just us. So in QuickBooks, I split out every lifetime membership to make sure that that money is, so, you know, if you buy a lifetime membership today, the board in 2034 will have $50. So, from you. So make sure we aren't using our money in the year that we get it. We want to make sure we're fiscally responsible. Allocates funds for future boards, decreases the amount of needed members to cover board expenses. So we were always at this number, like we got to get this number, but we realized we actually have that money sitting there for those lifetime memberships. And we're using large donations as seed money for our CDs so that we can make money on money. It's always happy when you can make money on money, right? So we don't have to do any extra work to get that free income. Higher CD rates right now equals donations are working for the org. So CD rates are good. Let's make money on it. Planned giving. We heard yesterday about even the member who gave us, this is Rob, gave us money. He also put us in his planned giving plan. If you love this org, if you love the org, what it does for you, planned giving is very important for your long-term planning. I mean, you plan it. If you have any money, if you have any accounts, if you have life insurance, it's important to think about. I am not a financial advisor, but think about us when you're doing your plan giving. Even if it's 30 years from now, remember the great times you had here, you can think about this organization. So that's the end. Sweet. Yep, that's the end for me.
Give me the money back.
Did you finish? I'm sorry.
Would have been so much fun.
All right, money stuff. I'm not the treasurer. All right, so membership. We ran a couple drives this year, as you guys took part of. We tried to hit 200 members. Right? We came to a 200 member number. It was set 2 years ago based off our number of $35 supporting memberships needed to cover our annual costs. That's where we came up with 200. So, we ran 2 drives a year. This year, we ran a limited edition t-shirt. We had our dad apron. Hi, hungry, I'm dad. These were all add-ons to our memberships that we did. We do have extra pins. If you want to buy any, they will be out tomorrow. They're $15. They're enamel Dad's No Babysit pins. So if you missed out, you can do that. So did we reach our 200 member goal that we had set? Well, we got 26 new members this year. Of those 26, 20 are here. It's first-time attendees. We now have 38 lifetime members. We actually added 10 new ones in the past year. This includes the ones who bought last convention. Absolutely a plug. So a reminder that a lifetime member is designated by a $500 donation to the general fund, and with it comes lifetime membership to the organization. You also get a Dad's No Babysit Challenge coin. You get a lifetime member certificate. You get a lifetime member pin. You get recognition in our program at the very back. It says lifetime member in there, and it's got you listed. And then brand new this year, that snazzy lifetime member lanyard that you see walking around. So in honor of those lifetime members, I would like to recognize them now, and I'm going to read off all the names, and then at the end we can give them a big round of applause again. So Ariel Eisenberg joined us in the last year. Marcel Dam joined us in the last year. James Floor, Michael Straw, I might be murdering your names. Tito Nieves, Brian Frampton, Glenn Van Pesky, and Rob Taville, this huge donation. Also became a lifetime member. And then also, through an anonymous donation this year, we're proud to announce 2 new lifetime members. One was a first-time attendee from St. Louis and chose to join us again this year in San Antonio. And that lifetime new member is Kieran Ocampo. We got all that swag for you, Matt's pulling it out of his pocket like a good secretary does.
Yeah, man.
All right. You stay up here for a little bit longer. Lastly, if someone's gonna join you, the other half of that donation, the newest lifetime member, a previous home ed fund speaker, someone we all love, Jeremy Easton. So again, like Paul mentioned, these things will help fund the organization for 10 more years. And when he said that these numbers, hitting that 200 goal at 35 was our numbers, but these lifetime members, all of you out there that bought last year, these two new ones through the anonymous donation, they actually help us. We got within 62 members of that goal this year. Oh, so went too fast anyways. We got 138 overall memberships, including these guys. So one big round of applause for the big lifetime members. So like you said, it is the lifeblood of our organization. It's helping us get 10 years in the future. So we got 238. That was not, our 200 goal. But with that new counting of our lifetime membership, you add $50 instead of 35. We actually need to hit 160 to hit that 200 goal financially. So we need to hit 160 to cover our costs. Now, with that in mind, we lost about 20 annually renewing members by switching from PayPal to Zeppi. They just didn't follow us to Zeppi. We need to follow up with them. We can try and reach out to them, but that is the advantage of an annually renewing membership is they annually renew. But since we switched platforms, we've lost some of that. But in switching platforms, we've also saved about 26 memberships worth of fees that PayPal is charging. So this is where we're at now, but we get bigger. And we get bigger through referrals. We get bigger by visiting new cities. These 20 new lifetime members is how we keep growing in this membership. So speaking of referrals, we announced last year our membership referral reward. This graphic is animated weird, I've ignored. So an update on that. These are the new numbers up here. You can see some of you have names up. Some of you probably didn't know you got referred. We added slots. So when you buy a membership, you could say, I was referred by, and you get a point for that. If you bought a home dad ticket, you were referred by somebody, you get 2 points for that. Last year we announced it, and we actually this year added each credit is worth $5. So if you have 2 points, you have $10. If you can get one of those enamel pins. Yeah, for 5 points you can get a T-shirt from the store. 7 points gets you a 1-year membership. $5 adds up. If you get 100 referrals, you're amazing, and you get a lifetime membership. That's $500 that you brought to the. That's more than $500 that you brought. So on top here, we've got Brock and Danny. They got a little slight edge with the podcast. This is where we're at on our referrals. So if you see your name up there, if you want to use those, reach out to the secretary, let us know, we can get you there. But we do update these on the website, on the members page. You can find the referrals page. You can find out if you have a referral there. All right. Any questions and answers? Because I'm waiting for your answers. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Well, my wife works in the nonprofit world. She's a developer.
Yeah.
And so just sort of through osmosis,
I have picked up some of that. Do we have anybody that's working in the arena, like in the development arena, contacting donors, other donation events and that sort of stuff?
hey, you.
Well said, sir.
looks like a Nate is doing that for you.
We do not, but I will tell you that Zephy it's what's called a CRM. Yeah. That is. So FB is our first CRM. We've not operated them. We have operated on sheets and spreadsheets, and this is our first CRM. So it's really it's basically a contact mechanism for those of you who are not in the nonprofit realm. So every time you make a purchase, it's tracking what you buy, and it's tracking how much you spent. And we can actually now go and see who has donated the most to the organization, how long people have been members without having to dig through years and years of Google Sheets. So we've moved to a system that will actually help us become a better organization and work towards that. But we are absolutely, those are things that we as a board are looking for volunteers for. And so we are taking these baby steps, and if someone can help us make those baby steps go further and faster, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
I got a question. Well, I gotta open up my phone so I can ask you. So love the fact that you're putting money into a CD. That's great. My wife works for a financial investment firm, a fiduciary. And she is curious because I was talking to her about it, wondering why it is that maybe you hadn't looked into maybe a brokerage account to help with a financial consultant to make more money.
So here's the thing about being a nonprofit in a business. It's very hard to open a brokerage account. As an individual, you can open a brokerage account for $500, maybe minimum put in. As a business, we have to come to them with over 100K is what we've been quoting. So this is why we have been juggling CDs, is because CDs are available to us with Chase. They don't cost us anything to start, and then they're relatively short term. So if we need access to the cash, we can do that. Now, that's not to say we won't look into brokerage firms, or if any of you have information on how a nonprofit could do that, but there are some limits as a business, and 100K is a limit that we are currently at. So that we have absolutely looked into it. And if anyone has any more information, because again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I will say that we have looked into it, and there are some limits as a business. Yeah.
I was just curious because these shirts are so kick-ass. I was just curious, who designed them, and did that person ever need any help with design? Like if they ever decided to step back, if there were graphic designers around here?
So the idea for the shirts, I'm going to give full credit to Nick, wherever he is. Nick Hargis in the back there. He suggested the design, the Papel Picado flag. And I will say that with our graphics team, it was very much, it has been JHG for a long time. Jonathan Isaac Group. He's actually in your program. He's a sponsor in the program. Isaac Grove Design. He is a former president before me. Before my 2 years, he was our former president. He's also our graphic designer. Any graphic you see from the National Home Dad Network at this point, he has worked on design. If you are a graphic designer, you can help him out because he's now returned to work. He's doing other things. If you want to help us design things, that would be great. We would love you to do that. We have open Canva accounts now for the org, for those fees. We actually have gone a lot further because we used to really just rely on people. Frank knows all about this. We used to, if you had the skill, we used to ride you like a dog. That's good. And we as an organization have gotten better. Yeah, exactly. We've gotten a lot better about creating teams. We have a social media team right now. That is those posts that you see on Instagram and Facebook about, to give you an example, we had a 9/11 post went up the other day about remembrance, that graphic, that was all Joshua Bernstein in the back. He helped schedule our entire social media calendar. And then Patrick, over there, maybe. I think you should name it. Return the names. Yeah, okay, good. He does our Canva, so he comes up with those designs. So any of those posts, we have a team who says, all right, what are we gonna do? He suggests those days, they work together to create those graphics. And then Joshua schedules those graphics. Anything for convention, a lot of times JHG would make the headshot, I'd gather the headshot, or Nick would get the headshot from the speaker, we just throw it to JHG, he creates the graphic, I have a zap that sends it to Joshua, who schedules it. Like, we really teamed this out. We would like to continue to build those teams. So if you have a skill that you want to be a part of, we aren't going to write you like a we really need to build these teams. And if there's one thing that you're really good at, we can tap you when you need that help. That's great. And that the volunteers are what drive this organization. I don't get paid. None of the board members get paid. We are all volunteers for this organization. So I think we've done a really good job of trying to spread this work out. And these guys have really stepped up and really helped us do that. Questions? Danny, in the back there.
I know you said we have 138 members, active members of paying dues. How big comparatively is our Facebook group, Discord group, any book club membership on Facebook? And also, like, how big is our volunteer network right now? Like, people who volunteer wise?
Well, Dale is our volunteer coordinator, so I'm gonna call on him. If he has any idea how many volunteers. Yeah, I'm putting him on the spot. I know, right on the spot. It's hard because we do have so many volunteers that help out, and just to name some of them, I'm going to name some of them in a little bit here. But we have a convention committee meeting, a planning committee. Those are volunteers. Tito just asked. Tito's a volunteer. He helped to plan this convention. So there's guys there. There's guys obviously who host. Iris hosting that data lunch. The book club guys. So counting our volunteers is something we absolutely should be doing. But again, as volunteers and bandwidth, we should be doing that. We should be tracking those hours. Shows 38 volunteers that are in Slack. That's a good way to track that. Yeah, because Slack is our tool that we use as a board. We have 4,000 for Facebook, I believe, in that group. 4,000. Yeah, it's gone up and down because Facebook. Discord, I think we're at about 500 the last time. What? 402. I'm gonna say
270 according to
270.
Discord.
Just keeping me accountable. That's where our numbers are at. Obviously, that doesn't, we're not counting up like how many followers are on Facebook, how many followers are on LinkedIn, or anything like that. Yes, we are a larger group than what's here. If you think about all the people that, you see people on Facebook that comment all the time and maybe never attended home yet. They're still part of our community. They're still a part of, they show up at dad lounges. They're still a part of our community, even if they're not a paying member. And that is a big important part of our organization, is in welcoming everyone, whether they pay or not. Yeah.
Facebook page at 3.8.
3.8, we dropped.
So with Discord and everything,
I don't know how many people in here are familiar with Discord or know how to use it or anything like that. I have used Discord for many, many years. In my opinion, it's one of the best social media things to use. It's got a lot of tools that you have no clue are there if you have no idea what you're doing. So if there's people in here or anything like that that don't know that much about Discord, I would gladly go through like a Discord class with people to show them how to work it and everything, because there's enough tools in there that I haven't, I've done it for 7 years and I couldn't tell you like percentage of how much there is on there. So if you need help,
I say, come find me.
Any other questions currently? Yeah, we got 2 more of them over here. We got 20 minutes till the kickback starts.
So I'm just looking here, it's just a marketing committee, looks like it's head by Jeffrey Bernstein.
Yeah.
Would he be the one to talk to about emails, email communications?
Yeah, you definitely talk to Jeffrey. He is one of our board members. Unfortunately, he could not make the trip for personal reasons. Many of you know, he had some passport issues. So, but you can also talk to Nick, or I guess behind you. Yeah. Okay, we have a number, like I said, we have a number of people in these teams. We're trying to spread some of that work out. Yeah, so We have 8 board members here, 3 of us are leaving, but you could absolutely come talk to me too, because you know what, I'm still gonna be involved, so.
Cool. It was really awesome to see the data, see what's out there. What can all of us in this room do to help increase the membership? And also, are there any tools or anything that the board want to give to us? I mean, as simple as even business cards that we can pass out to other at-home dads. I was really fortunate that I was able to hook up with 7 other at-home dads this summer. And I'm working hard on trying to get them to join it. I think I'm gonna get most of them because of where the convention will be next year. But like, I would love to have some more tools to be able to even just like put up flyers at my kids' school, say, hey, you're an at-home dad, come and join us. Because the first time I met all these guys, none of them had heard of the network. And I understand, like, we budgeting, we can't run Super Bowl ads. But like, something as simple as, this is hard. I can comment on shirt all the time. And I want to be able to also give somebody something real quick. Hey, go to this website, or hey, let me try to get you on the Discord, and I can't figure out how to work my damn space on half
Yes, so absolutely. I'll use an example of Minneapolis. I was on the planning committee for that. And I made a flyer for that convention. And I know that actually one of you here, one of the guys here, saw that flyer in a store in Minneapolis and came to that convention. Has come every, yeah, that's right. Yes.
So, are people authorized to kind of make their own flyers to put up, or is that something you prefer to handle?
So here's the thing: is we have that Canva, right? And the tools within Canva allow you to.
What is Canva?
What is Canva? Oh man! All right, so Canva. You're gonna figure it out. Canva. Canva's a graphic design tool. It's very easy let's say that. It's easy for me to use. You can learn very quickly on Canva. It's very simple. But what's nice about it is we can create an organization, and you can be added to our organization, and within there you get access to our brand. So it have our brand colors, it have our brand logo, it have our brand stuff that you could then use to create said flyer. And then you would just need to run said flyer by a board member to get an approval. But if you did that work for us and you're going to put that up in your city, most likely we're going to say, yeah, please do it. So if that's something you want to look into, and like I said, I created one for the Home Dad Con Minneapolis, and we actually ran an ad here in San Antonio with a local Facebook, some moms group that lists Facebook events. But we actually ran an event ad through that website this year. It was one of the first times that we actually advertised Home Dad. So it was, thanks, John. So we absolutely can do that. And if you want to help us create those flyers, because you are the one, you're going to know your city. You're going to know what's going to attract your guys. And to your question, what brought you into the org? And if whatever brought you into the org, guys have come because of the Dad Lounge, and then they show up at Home Dad Con. Guys have come to Home Dad Con first, and then they join book club. What is it that brought you to the org? And then think about what is it that these guys would want that we deliver, that we can deliver on. Yeah.
I think one other thing real quick to stop membership is that it's important. I know it's Steve Luxury, but you don't have to be a dad. You don't have to be a guy to join this organization.
Yes, to give you an example,
Or parent, anyone can join this organization.
one of the newest lifetime members, Belen Van Pesky, is not, he might be dead.
He was a stay-at-home dad a long time
A
ago.
long time ago. He found our org.
We read his book in book club, and there was a connection, and someone actually reached out to him, and he joined us when we talked about his book. And we ended up spending more time talking about the network than we did the book.
Yeah, so he's an author that they did in book club, joined the book club, this is for people online, and then became a lifetime member. And in order to be a voting member in our organization, you do have to be a dad. That's part of our bylaws. You do have to be a dad in order to be a voting member, but we do have non-voting membership. And I will say that Jeremy Hastings' wife is a non-voting member in this organization. So You do not have to be a dad to be a member, but you do to vote. I do want to make that distinction. Yeah.
So touching off of that question and kind of comment, I talked to people in my community since I've joined about like how great it's been for me just as a playground. And one of the questions that I get asked almost all the time by dads I chat to about it is, well, I'm not a stay-at-home dad. I don't think I'd be a good fit to join you guys. And that it's like, what's a good response to something like that if you face that in at the playground community?
So we actually had an organization started out as Daddy's Home. That was our original name, was Daddy's Home. We rebranded to the National Home Dad Network. And I will say, I think we still were selling ourselves as the Stay-at-Home Dad Convention, even though we were the National Home Dad Convention. And during COVID, we really leaned more into the at-home dad and kind of redefined that. And an at-home dad for us is anyone who is the primary caregiver. You could be working at home. You could be doing gig jobs. You could be doing all kinds of things. You don't have to be a stay-at-home parent. But if you're the one that the nurse calls when your kid gets sick, you're the primary caregiver. You know, if you're the one who's staying home and taking those sick days, or you're the one who makes the doctor's appointments. I mean, there are so many categories that make you the primary caregiver. And again, we all define fatherhood on our own terms. So if you identify as that person, then you are a member of our community. Yeah. So we are coming up on, we got 15 minutes before lunch. Now, I don't want to cut off questions, but I will say,
Dinner.
Whatever. It's okay. We do have a AMA tomorrow, so feel free to bring these questions because it will be in front of you all again. So we will have another 30 minutes for questions tomorrow as an outgoing thing, but we do have to vote, as I mentioned. We do have to vote on our new nominees. So I'm going to cut off questions right now so that we can get to that. And then after we vote, if there's still time, I'll continue questions. But again, we're going to have another 30 minutes tomorrow to answer questions. So speaking of voting, board elections. We have 5 amazing board nominees this year. So just a reminder of who they are. With our longer voting window, just like we did last year, take the time to find these guys here at the convention. This vote does not close until tomorrow at noon. Talk to them about what they want to achieve on the board. It is Joshua Bernstein, Arvis Burkeen, Josh Mosley, Kieran Ocampo, and Dale Valera. And we actually have our nominee videos that we're going to play here. This button works.
Hello, my name is Joshua Bernstein. I live in Pinellas Park, Florida with my wife Amber and our 3 kids. Our family is a little unique. Our oldest is starting her journey as a professional wrestler. Our middle child is entering a gifted middle school, and our youngest is on the autism spectrum. I was also recently diagnosed with ASD myself, which has helped me relate to and support him. You could say our family dynamic has a little bit of something for everyone. Never a dull moment in our house. I first became an at-home dad in 2010 after we moved to Florida for my wife's job. With no family nearby and daycare costs through the roof, it made sense for me to stay home. I went back to work for a few years, but when our second child turned 2, I became an at-home dad again. Being present has allowed me to support my kids' dreams and make sure they get a home-cooked meal most nights. Before this, I worked as an operations manager, a workforce coordinator, and a phlebotomist, roles that built my organizational, creative, and people skills. I found the National At-Home Dad Network in 2019 while searching for community online and got involved in 2020, giving a presentation on homeschooling during lockdown. Since then, I've worked with our social media team, produced the monthly newsletter, and run audio at Home DadCon. Outside the network, I've led all pro dad chapters at my kids' schools and volunteer wherever I can. I'm running for the board because this organization has given so much to my family, and I want to pay it forward. I want to help the network grow and continue to support all dads, especially those with unique family dynamics. Thank you for considering me for this important role.
Hello, I'm Orvis Brackeen, and I'm one of the board nominees for the National At-Home Dad Network. I'm an active member within this organization. I'm the host of the Dad Lounge. I'm part of the book club. and I'm part of the Home DadCon San Antonio Planning Committee. Some of the reasons that make me an excellent addition to the board is that I bring a fresh perspective with various ideas coupled with a very strong work ethic. I can assemble a team of individuals to execute a common goal despite any differences or clashing perspectives. I can manipulate and skillfully articulate difficult situations, conversations, and information. I'm both a leader and a servant, which allows me to listen to all concerns, criticisms, and suggestions, and then speak on the behalf of those within the organization, while remembering this is a thankless job. Please vote to become your new board member, as you won't regret doing so. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joshua Mosley, but you can call me Josh. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Kristen, and we have two rambunctious kids, a son age 5 and a daughter age 3. My family is my world, and I try to keep those two kids busy as best as I can, whether it's playing sports, trips to the library, plane spotting, you name it, we've done it. Okay? And then I'm unofficially my wife's caretaker whenever she has flare-ups with her chronic illnesses, endometriosis and neurocardiogenic syncope. She's the strongest person I know, and I tell her that whenever I can. So a little bit about myself. I've been a stay-at-home dad since 2020 after working in various roles as a first responder and social worker. I'm not gonna lie, jumping into this role as a stay-at-home dad has been challenging and it's been hard. But once I found the Milwaukee's Dad Group, they introduced me to this network, and I say it has helped me immensely. Now I try to help dads wherever I can. Currently, I'm a board member of the PeerShare, raising money for the scholarships. I am the host of the Father's Eve Milwaukee, toasting and celebrating fathers, and I am a co-admin and co-leader of the Brewtown Dads Group, formerly known as the Milwaukee's Dad Group. Right now, I'm trying to create a subgroup of the mental health group called Steady Shoulders for dads affected by chronic illnesses. When I'm not doing that, you can find me on the Dad Lounge, out and about, and I have an ear for you to vent to, man. You can talk to me about anything, and I'm there for you. So, vote for who you want to lead. If that's me, that's great. If not, I don't take it personal. I'm just honored to have been nominated. Thank you all very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Hello, my name is Kieran Ocampo. I've been a stay-at-home dad since 2021 and found the network and organization in 2023. Once I found out about the network, I took a deep dive into the podcast to find ways to become a better parent.
Other way.
What I found most was understanding, camaraderie, and community. That motivated me to become a regular in the Dad in late October of 2023, just missing the Milwaukee DadCon. Meeting a handful of dads from all parts of the world through the network, made the decision to attend DadCon for the first time in St. Louis that much easier. Being in the lounge also made it easy for me to become a full annual member of the organization. It was the least I could do, all that I had personally gained in a few short months of becoming a part of the network. It also made me curious of how I could get back to the organization. In my previous life, I worked in the IT field, mostly support for school districts and shared services for local education and public works systems. Before the pandemic, I was a junior network administrator and team lead coordinator in the private sector, working in high pressure, fast-paced operations with all levels of technology, from end users to back-end network management. Those situations and environments needed someone to understand quickly the chaos and importance of flow, order, and understanding of operations. My particular set of skills of troubleshooting, reverse engineering, and perspective have stood out to others within the organization, which led me to run for the board. My goal, if I'm not elected, would be to help with the organization's growth, internally, nationally, and professionally. Finding tools and implementing them to help all current members connect, as well as reach others in their local community. I love the fact
that this organization is volunteer-based and run by its members.
what I feel
needs to be said and utilized is that we are also community-driven.
We all came
to the organization looking for support.
We all got it.
In one way or another.
If elected to the
board,
do my best
to find the weak areas and help to build them up.
Whether it be
ways to grow our social media engagement as an organization,
or simply
how to better reach all members, old and new,
keep them
and keep them engaged and thriving as a community. Ultimately, I'd like to see the organization get more support from the Facebook and Discord group members to become even stronger resources for all stay-at-home dads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Dale Bamford. I'm one of the board of directors of the National Network. My bio is in the program, but just I stayed home as 2018, so about 7 years now. My boys are 15, 5. I joined this organization 1 week, and once I was comfortable, I started jumping in and volunteering where I could. Currently the volunteer coordinator, and I am on the admin team on Facebook, and I try to do the things here and there as I can. I contribute to the newsletter on occasion. I am running for the board so that I can stay in the organization and so I can make a way. I love this organization. This organization has given me lifelong friends and people and guys that I consider to be more my brothers than my actual two brothers that I am blood related to. This organization gave me that. I want to continue to give back to an organization that has helped me so much my life. I wouldn't have met any of you without this organization. And that is something that I always try to repay. My focus, if I'm elected, is to continue to push mental health. It's very important for all of us. It's a job that we all need that time to and refresh ourselves, not just ourselves, but our families, and specifically something I would like to do is I would like to help the secretary role of the organization since Bad String is leading and is not running for re-election. I'd like to continue to do the awesome job, try to do the awesome job he's for the organization and kind of walk into his footsteps a little bit and just continue to try to serve you guys as much as I could. It really would make me happy to know I'm sending things out to my fellow brothers. To the fatherhood, they are getting that mail, and I'm so happy to get that stuff because I know sweat time is one of my favorite times of the year, and I just put smiles on people's faces and helping out as much as I can. If you have questions before voting in, come find me, and I will talk with you about it. And I hope that you'll get your vote and have a great day.
Yeah.
So for those of you in attendance here, you can use the QR code that is located in your program. That will take you right to cast your votes. For those of you watching by YouTube, Facebook, you should have received an email if you are a paid member with a link to vote as well. This voting period for nominees will be open until 10 a.m. September 13th, 10 a.m. because we will be announcing the winners at lunch tomorrow. Okay, so like I said, you got a little, I don't know, 18 hours, you got enough to so you need to vote on your nominees. So please do that. This does, 3 of us are leading. We will be electing 3 of these 5. So it's a big changeover. some years where guys ran again, but these are long trips. Now, speaking of, we're gonna thank the outgoing board members, which is weird because I'm one of them. So, in recognition for serving a full 3-year term as a director with the National at Home Dad Network, you get a challenge. Matt and myself, we are finishing up our 2nd term. We received our coin. Actually, this is a lifetime member. I got my coin when I finished my first 3-year term. But finishing his 3-year term right now is Gerard. So let's give Gerard a big round of applause.
I'm going, you're not standing up. We'll make you get up.
There. Been a pleasure. Been a pleasure.
Oh.
Doctor. The biggest asset is our volunteers. As you said, all these board members are volunteers, all these nominees are volunteers. We count our working teams amongst our available resources and expanding into new ventures, building on old ones, and just keeping the lights on. That depends just as much on who we have on our team as, I just pulled this GHG's thing. I would never speak like this. So as you can see, here's a list of things that, we could use as volunteers. Obviously, experienced accountants to Brock's question, fundraisers to the nonprofit question, website administrators. Guess who runs the WordPress right now? This guy. This guy does all the website updates, and that's because the last guy left the board and no one knew how to do it, so I taught myself. So Jeffrey Bernstein actually is a good, decent WordPress person. He knows a lot about it, so he's actually going to kind of take over that role for me. But these are things we need. If you think about what we as an organization do, we need these volunteers to help us out. So there's all sorts of stuff there. If you are interested in any of that, please reach out to really any one of us. Dale is our volunteer coordinator, so you can let him know, and then he will let us know as well. Speaking of volunteering, if you are not running in tomorrow's dad run, consider volunteering to help those dads stay on course. They're going to go out, they're going to run the river walk. In general, that's a pretty decently contained course, but there are some stairways that they got to go up and down. So some volunteers that say, go there, really help the 5K, or stop, turn around. Those volunteers really help the 5K operate. So if you're willing to get out there, help them, or even just cheer them on after you get your free coffee from the lobby, the race does start at 7:30 a.m. sharp. Find Kyle Denning or Chris Griffin. Those two guys are in charge. It's their mastermind, and this is their 3rd year of running it. So if you're interested in volunteering here at the convention, find those guys to help run it. All right. And then immediately after this meeting, it's 5:30 right now. Sweet. So when you guys go downstairs to the lobby, take advantage of that kickback, get your free drinks that come with the brewery. You can grab some snacks. We're going to gather in the lobby. Your program says it's 6 o'clock, but I think we're going to gather in the lobby about 6:15. All right, so that you guys can get some snacks, some drinks. And at 6:15, what we're going to do is we're going to split into 4 groups heading out to our Friday dinner. All right, you guys all either selected your dinner ahead of time, or we selected for you because you didn't answer. So with that, in the lobby, we're going to have a board member. We have a board member going to each location. They will have a sign that says the location. And when you come and meet them, they are going to hand you a gift card for $50. That $50 is what you'll be using at the restaurant. Whatever you spend your $50 on is up to you. Okay, we're not buying you drinks. What if it's $50? You spend your $50. All right. At Hard Rock, the tip is not included. You have to add your tip if you go to Hard Rock. But Hard Rock, your $50 goes 15% further because we're going to get a discount with our badge. So for the 11 of you that are going to Hard Rock, keep that in mind. If you're going with me to the county line, we're billing you work, so you're not getting a gift card. All right, so we're just putting it on the one card because there's 31 of us going to the county line. All right, that's an all-you-can-eat barbecue. That's about a $41 thing that comes with drinks. So just keep that in mind. Everybody keep the $50 limit in mind. But we will talk about it. Yeah, it's an alcohol, free alcohol at the brewery. So that's how the dinner's gonna go. And let us know in the survey what you think. This is something new. We haven't done it before. Let us know what you think in our survey. Speaking of our speaker surveys, if you have attended a speaker today and you want to fill out a survey while it's still fresh, I believe it's in our program. You can scan, or you've all been getting emails. Please check the promotions folders. Those emails go in your promotions. I sent at least 5 while you've been here today. And if you haven't gotten 5 emails, it's in your promotions folder. All right. Now, can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting? First, second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor of adjourning this meeting?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, this meeting is adjourned. Now, before you run off, do you see this dad's little baby light sitting on the table here? This was 3D printed by Ariel Iris. Okay. So he actually has donated one to the beer share. It's in the auction. You can actually bid and buy one. He also donated this one to whatever dad traveled the furthest to get to San Antonio. And Marcel's not here, so now we really.
There's a chance.
So who lives? We're gonna start here. Who lives on the East Coast? Okay. Who lives in the Upper East Coast? Because if you're in Georgia, it's not gonna happen. All right. Start naming states and beat each other. Is that right? Massachusetts. Rhode Island. I don't know my Northeast geography. Somebody else can do this. Well, that's a good call.
I am the furthest north.
We're not recording anymore, are we? Please turn that off.